can I help you?
I wanted to ask you if you think I should apply for the acting charge nurse job.
Assuming your family lets you apply, yes.
My brother wanted to send me back to India, but I reminded him how good a promotion would look to the family back home.
Is that your aim?
No, not at all. Although it wouldn't hurt, of course. Not if I want to stay in New Zealand a while longer, and I do.
Well, get your application in there.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Considering, you might be a bit annoyed with me. Are you all right? Are you still worried about Beth?
That, and I appear to be on the suspect list.
That's ridiculous. How could the police think that of you?
I just want them to find the killer. Meanwhile, be careful, Shanti. And I want that application in by this afternoon at the latest.
Yes, boss.
Here's the nut job. Give me 10 minutes and we'll go and have a cuppa, okay?
Oh, I'm pretty busy, but I think I could spare some time for you.
Good on you, Marty.
Marty, Detective Wade. We spoke earlier.
Oh, hi. Did you find Beth?
We were hoping you might help us do just that.
Oh, sure. Oh, wait. I just made a date with Alice.
You don't seriously want to interview Marty, do you?
You might be able to help. You'd like to help, wouldn't you?
Yes. Well, I could have information. A tiny clue that could crack the case.
Great. This way, please.
You saw him chat in passing to Beth, who you admit looked upset before he even got there. What's to tell the police?
It's probably perfectly innocent.
Exactly.
But I still think you should mention it.
Callum, I nearly died of embarrassment when he told me what Sophie was up to last time. I'm not going through all of that again.
Darling, it's not about us or being embarrassed. It's about Beth.
Who is Luke's colleague. Chances are they were exchanging a few words about a patient.
I agree.
If I thought it was just that, then I wouldn't be hassling you. I'm sure it was something personal. Whatever it was, Beth didn't want to talk about it.
See?
Oh, good grief.
So can I go to the police?
Yes. Do you want some backup?
Yes, please.
I'm sure Detective Wade will appreciate your help. She seems like a very nice person.
Thanks.
Steve, have you got a minute?
Assuming they don't arrest me for something in the next 60 seconds? Sure.
Yeah, about that.
And while the cops are hassling me, Beth's out there.
Oh, Steve, mate.
Oh, Alice, they think I killed them, the girls, but I didn't. I swear to you, I would never.
I'm okay.
Marty, no one's going to arrest you.
Well, I thought I was going to help. And the lady, the detective lady, she got mad and said that I wanted to thingy with them.
Thingy?
You know, do it with the nurses that got killed. And then she said I couldn't, so I killed them and I didn't.
I know how you feel, bro.
You have a bad dream and then realise you were actually awake?
Generally speaking, registrars are fairly competent at what they do, is that right?
Very much so. House surgeons, less so.
They still make mistakes, yes?
Oh, considering they work 80 hours plus, mistakes do happen. Surprisingly rarely, though.
How would you rate, just an example, Dr. Kappa?
Gavin's fine.
Right, so no mistakes with him.
Not lately, no.
He has made mistakes in the past.
Oh, not mistakes as such. He was just overworked and preferred us to put IVs in, but that's nothing new to us nurses.
Yes, I got very fed up. House surgeons are meant to put the IVs in, but it's often left to senior nurses, as if they're not busy enough. Some of the doctors were becoming a bit ungrateful. It's not on.
So it's laziness on their part?
Laziness or incompetence.
The name Gavin Kappa has come up in my inquiries.
Gavin's all right.
Now, yes, but earlier on?
He had a few issues with the IVs. He was a bit rusty. But, as I said, he's fine now.
Now that he's had some practice, yes. Tell me, strictly between us, how do you view a man in the head nurse role? Call me old-fashioned, but it just seems odd somehow.
Well, not these days.
I suppose Scotty's military background works in his favour.
He applies himself fully, and he expects his staff to do likewise.
That's a nice way of saying he's tough.
He is demanding, yes. But he needs to be.
As long as he remembers it's a hospital and not an army barracks. Still, I suppose a stickler for protocol is a good thing. He's not a stickler.
Most of the time.
What would be the exception? I can't imagine him putting a foot wrong.
He has his favourites, shall we say.
That's one of my pet hates. I don't think anyone should get ahead that doesn't earn their way.
Well, his favouritism doesn't go that far.
How far does it go, and to whom?
Oh, look, it's not a big deal really, and it's history now, but he was keen on one of the nurses, Shanti.
Didn't work out?
Well, they got together, but it only lasted 5 minutes. I don't know why.
Brenda, you have been most helpful. Thank you. So, what have we got? He's incapable of maintaining a relationship, rigid patterns of thinking.
Loner.
Let's get some more info on Soldier Boy. I don't care if his girlfriend's mid-flight. If Gavin Capper lied about his alibi, we need to know now.
What about army liaison?
Well, leave them to me. The more senior the rank, the more likely they are to cough up his records.
Detective,
Yes?
there was no need to terrify poor Marty like that.
There's a colleague of yours out there either dead or about to be. I figure that gives me the right to scare who I like.
Marty is vulnerable. One of us should have been in there with him. He is technically under our care.
According to your files, he was in or near this place when Claire and Meg were taken, and he has no alibi for last night. He's a suspect.
What guy in this building isn't? Look, also, I
Dr.
wanted to-
Derville? A moment of your time, please.
I can't believe you haven't caught this chap yet.
Of course. You're an expert on serial killers.
I take an interest in human psychopathology, yes.
All your books on psychos and devil worship, right?
Satanism is as valid a choice of spiritual beliefs as any.
No, it isn't. It's just sick. As sick as you are.
I don't need to sit here and take this.
Play hard to get and I'll drag you and your lawyer out of this place so publicly your colleagues won't stop talking about it for months. What did you and Beth talk about yesterday in the cafe? What did you say that made her so upset?
I didn't upset her. I was asking her what was wrong.
And what was it?
An argument she'd had at work. She gave no details.
And you didn't mention this earlier because...
How many serial murders have you worked on, Detective?
Your point?
The killer won't confront his victim till the time and place he chooses to murder her. Hence, whomever she argued with is not the killer.
And you being oh so nice to her matched the profile perfectly.
Bet that wretched girl of Justine's been spinning you a whole lot of rubbish, correct?
So where were you from 5:30 on last night?
I went home and stayed there until I left for work this morning, and no one can verify any of that.
Boss,
We'll talk again.
Hopeless.
Good. Let's get Cap back in. My colleagues tell me there have been some thefts lately.
Including a pile of my textbooks?
Tricky. Nothing to refer to when you get stuck.
I have my colleagues. But where's this going?
I gather you're a bit shaky in some areas.
Oh, gather from who? And in what way is shaky?
I hear you could use a bit of practice with some procedures.
Look, I was briefly notorious for being a bit slow at putting IVs in. I'm otherwise competent, as my colleagues can and will testify.
When we find Beth, will we find your textbooks? Enjoy your time at Central, did you?
Suppose.
And I suppose some of the female patients are quite attractive.
That complaint was made by a patient out to make trouble.
Sexual harassment is often how serial killers begin their career.
She later withdrew the complaint. Look, did you get a hold of my girlfriend?
We haven't been able to get through to her yet.
Well, can you try a little harder? As soon as you talk to her, she'll tell you that I wasn't lying. Now, can I go or what?
For now.
Why are you asking about Scotty?
Not only to eliminate him as a suspect. You're his girlfriend, yes?
I was. I had to end things just recently, in fact.
Oh, pity. He seems like a nice bloke.
He is.
So why did you end it?
Oh, my family don't feel it's proper for me to have a relationship here.
That's tough. You must have broken his heart. My last boyfriend was so angry when I broke it off with him.
Scotty was sad, but very polite about it all.
Were you together long?
Only a few weeks. We had our first real date the night before Jay was found. That's how I can remember. Not nice, really, is it?
And you were compatible?
Yes. Except for when my friend did a makeover on me. That was not a compatible moment.
Why? What happened?
He hated me looking, I don't know, sexy.
Hated?
He made me wipe off my lipstick.
Did you ever...
No, I don't think it's sensible to rush into such things. And Scotty was a perfect gentleman about it.
You've been very helpful, Shanti. Thank you.
All right, then. Good luck.
No sex hates a tramp. Chris, what's up?
Please stop frightening my staff.
The innocent have nothing to fear.
I've just had Doctors Kappa and Derville in here. Both feel victimised by you.
Well, they're not alone. I'm doing Callum Mackay as soon as I can.
Eh?
His file's been tagged with a sexual harassment complaint. Not followed up, though.
Yeah, don't hassle Callum about that. It's a beat-up, as is Gavin Kappa's.
Leave the police work to me, Chris.
Only if you leave the good guys alone.
I mean, such wimps these days. A few straight questions, they're whining about police brutality.
OK, but I've already lost one good doctor in Mark Weston. I would prefer to keep Kappa and Derville.
They are still of interest, as we say.
You know, Derville doesn't kill the birds he does his taxidermy on. He waits until he or one of his mates finds one that's died of natural causes.
He's still an oddball.
Whatever happened to innocent till proven guilty?
I don't work that way. The army trained you to kill, and when your girlfriend at the time was allegedly raped, surprise, surprise, the alleged rapist gets shot in the back out on patrol.
I was cleared of any wrongdoing.
By an army inquiry.
Assume you're right, and I killed the man who raped my girlfriend. How does that fit with the psychopathic murders committed here?
Jodie. That was your girlfriend back in the army, yes? Jodie was a party girl. Shanti, on the other hand, is a deeply conservative young woman.
And?
When Jodie was tainted, it was over between you. When Shanti dressed provocatively, you got angry. You never had sex with her, right?
How is this relevant?
Oh, look. Jay Copeland was killed pretty much the same time you and Shanti got together.
I still don't see
how... And then you guys break up. Then Beth Wilson goes missing. Where is she?
I don't know.
Why did Shanti wearing makeup and a revealing dress annoy you?
She's a beautiful girl. Her friend had made her up like...
A hooker?
Your word, not mine.
You wanted to see her as she was. Pure, innocent, untainted. Why sully that with dirty old sex?
You don't know how I think.
You joined the army to ensure that your urges were channeled into something that wouldn't get you locked up. An all-male environment helps too. Less temptation. Until Jodie came along. Except maybe she wasn't raped. Maybe she just wasn't getting it from you. And then when she went out and found someone else...
You don't know what you're talking about.
And when the army couldn't stop you from killing, you thought you'd replace one form of control. Killing bad guys with another. Curing sick guys. A hospital is like an army, right? Regimented. Controlled. Controlling your impulses.
You don't know me.
You believe people are basically weak. That all behave badly unless constrained by authority.
We all need the law.
And because you think you're morally superior, you place yourself in a position of authority. But you're still just a nurse.
I'm proud of my profession.
Nurse. It's a bit gay, isn't it? Delivering bedpans, pretty lame compared to surgery or curing illness. What do you think of lesbians?
Up to the individual.
Answer the question.
Okay. I don't think it's right. Whether it's biological or a lifestyle choice, I don't see it as normal.
Jay Copeland was a lesbian, so she wasn't normal.
I don't know what this has to do...
Just as bad as looking like a woman that flat out wants it. A woman with sweaty animal needs. What do you think of women who dress up to tell the whole world they're gagging for it?
I think they have little respect for themselves.
Dress open to here, boobs out. They should know better.
They're asking for trouble, yes.